And so if you have a beef about something, you know, that's what the appellate courts are for.
Lamar has unfairly earned his stripes as the one who sends more people to prison than most any other state attorney in Florida. And
before the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit, dated for Osceola County, Florida. Michael J. Rigby versus the state. Case number 2010 CF 000609. Letter to the judge from the defendant. Your Honor, my case has been returned to this court for a new sentencing hearing, and I noticed that there is a court date on the docket set for November 18th, but I'm not sure if such is a status hearing or the actual sentence. Your Honor, as a defender of my constitutional rights, I'm hereby giving you formal notice that I am not prepared to be sentenced that early. First of all, I need to speak with counsel about whether or not I should pray for this court to allow me to withdraw my plea as it was involuntarily entered. My attorney told me my grandmother would go to jail if I didn't enter a plea because the alternative was to go to trial. And since my grandmother was a co-defendant in this escape case, my attorney said they would lock my grandmother up because she was a witness and a flight risk. So I quickly pled to the bench to keep her from going to jail. My family is also in the process of retaining an investigator to do a diligent investigation into my mitigating circumstances that only my testimony presented at my last sentencing hearing. The only negative things the state had to say about me was that I had one prior and I allegedly planned the escape and also manipulated an officer into bringing in escape tools, but such was a bald-faced lie. My cellmate, Dave Sanders, attempted to escape from the Nassau County Detention Facility in 2008 by paying a man to bring him a sledgehammer, a hacksaw, a change of clothes, and a ladder. The man passed Dave the tools through a hole Dave had made in his window, and the man made holes in the fences of the jail. Dave's escape plot was foiled, and he was transferred to the Osceola County Jail in 2009, where he tore a large portion of his isolation cell off before it was discovered. He was charged with attempted escape and became my cellmate. The officer who provided the tool that was used to cut the toilet in my case said he never even knew I had anything to do with the escape case because he dealt with Dave and gave Dave the tool before I even came into the picture. The only reason Dave didn't leave was because he couldn't fit in the hole he had cut, but the state tried to put it all on me as an aggravator. My last attorney, Frank J. Bankowitz, told the judge that he didn't receive a chance to look into Dave Sanders as grounds for a continuance, but the judge said he had more than enough time and proceeded with the sentencing hearing. I would like to have the investigator present those facts and more. I also would like for a psychologist to give their opinion as to whether or not my anxiety disorder played a role in my capacity to appreciate the criminal nature of my conduct. Your Honor, I was also abused before I escaped, and I have copies of the grievances, sworn statements from my witnesses, and the x-rays of my damaged back, and the documents from the lawsuit I filed that was denied just weeks before I escaped. None of these facts were presented by individuals viewed by the court as competent to render an opinion that will be accepted as a fact, and I firmly believe that if they had been, I wouldn't have received such a harsh sentence. So all I'm asking for is the opportunity to get my defense together. I just received notice of the reversal of my sentence, so I have all sorts of calls to make to try and see what type of funds can be gathered for legal fees. I have to somehow obtain my property from the prison I was being held at in the Panhandle, because there is where my documents such as the grievances, medical records, etc. are being held. I also have to figure out how I'm going to get copies of my psych records. I'm really hoping I'll be given an opportunity to post a bond and get into the free world where I can truly receive a fair opportunity to present my mitigation. I can create a website to solicit donations to my cause and use the funds to pay for my legal team. On top of all of this, my lowest permissible sentence is now less than 12 months in the Department of Corrections. And I was arrested and remained incarcerated on this charge since well over 60 months ago. And personally, I feel 60 months with credit for 60 months time served is a more than reasonable sentence in this case. I totally comprehend the negative impact an escape can have on a community that thrives off of tourism and strives to maintain a family-friendly image. Osceola County is also home to an abundance of elderly individuals who definitely will be better off not having to worry about a fugitive on the loose. I recently heard about two men who escaped from a prison in my birth state of New York, whereas one of them was shot and the other man was killed. In my case, a drug addict called the police and I peacefully surrendered. But I always think about the major impact I could have had on the community if I would have been killed. It would have been bad because some people would have been sad. The officer would have had to have lived with it, and my loved ones would have mourned. The proper way to deal with the case is by telling it to the judge, not by escaping. Based on the aforementioned, I move this honorable court to enter any applicable order as it sees fit in pursuance of the purpose of this instrument. I hereby certify that this original document has been mailed by U.S. mail to the Osceola County Courthouse, and I hereby certify that the above is true and correct as therein stated and was stated in good faith. I identified myself to the undersigned notary public on October 23rd, 2015. Michael J. Rigby. Thank you.